tough opening weekend in Fort Wayne. You dropped both games, but you saw some improvement both days throughout the game from the team. What was the message from game one going into game two against Fort Wayne?
Well, that was a tough loss, and on the road, it was a tribute to our guys that we battled back and they gave us a chance to win the game. So it was more of, okay, can we duplicate that? Can we find the energy in a quick turnaround? That first game was 7:30 and the second start I think was 5 o'clock. So it was a quick turnaround for our guys, and being on the road. And, we were down a couple guys, and it was more of a challenge to them. Can we battle through this and come out of here with a win? Stay positive, put that loss aside, and come here ready to compete and try to get a win on the second night.
You had 3 preseason games, 2 against the Canadian League teams, then 1 against Erie, and then you get Bruno and Lucas sent down from the Raptors. Do you think that them sort of not having the ability to practice with the guys before going into a game sort of aided in some of the mistakes that were made in both games?
Yeah, it's tough, because obviously they weren't here in training camp, but that is the D-League, and that's how it's always going to be, and that's what every coach is dealing with and every team is dealing with, and we got to make the best of it and try to overcome those obstacles with just playing hard and playing together, and coaches got to just kind of roll with the punches, and that's the job, and that's kind of what makes the job unique.
And you've got opening night for the home opener on Thursday. What are you expecting from the guys going into that game after dropping both games in Fort Wayne?
They're going to be ready, and obviously they'll be excited, and I'm more concerned with them being a little too excited and too ready, to be honest, because I just think you get in front of your home crowd, it's the first game, I'm expecting a good environment. I know how great the fans are here, and so I'm a little bit more worried about them trying to kind of chill out a little bit and let's just work our way into the game and play the right way and not try to come out there and do too much.
Do you think going into that game with an 0-2 record kind of helps you and the coaching staff control their excitement because you're not going in 2-0?
Yeah, human nature always plays a part in basketball. It's always a coach's, job to, temper down or push up. And I think, obviously we've lost 2 games. It's not the end of the world. We're not satisfied. But we've shown some good things, and we're looking always at the positives of what we did well in those games and trying to build on that, and hopefully that should be enough to come out here and get us a win on Thursday.
And what are you expecting from Bay and Bruno now that they're going to have a couple practices under their belt? They've got 2 games with the guys, so they're kind of a little bit more acclimated with the players and trying to figure out what certain guys like to do, because that's the one thing that is difficult about the D-League with players coming down, is knowing what players like to cut on certain times, especially in transition. Do you think having a couple extra practices is going to be easier for them?
As much as we can get, the better. There should be a little bit more comfortability with, the more time. But I told these guys, we got to look at the big picture here. We have 48 games left. It's not going to happen overnight for us. As long as we're focusing on trying to improve, get better, and we're putting the effort and the work into that, that's the main thing. We're not going to be the 95, 96 Chicago Bulls overnight. So it's like we have to take baby steps, and that's what the D-League's for. It's about improvement, development, and the guys, as long as we're working towards that and they're staying positive with it, and we see improvement, then that's the goal.
And with Sim, we've now found out that right now he's only going to be playing home games due to conditioning. Is that something that you're hoping that he can bounce back from in the coming weeks so that you can get him on the road?
I would love to have Sim every single game. It's nice to have a guy that size out on the court to protect the rim. So yes, I'm totally encouraging him, but at the same time, we got to stay with the process and make sure that we don't rush it. We do it the right way, and when he's ready to roll, we'll be ready, open arms for him.
And what have you seen so far from Nick Wiggins now that he's been acquired by the 905 and had a couple games under his belt.
Yeah, that's another thing. It kind of just thrown into the mix, and I didn't know if I was going to play him, and I just happened to play him. We needed some energy, and so it's again, and we need time. He had no clue of what we were doing offensively, defensively. He's just kind of thrown out there, and so it's good for him to try to learn what we're doing. That'll help him, and that'll help us, and so. It's one of those things. That's just the way the D-League works. You go into a game and there's a lot of moving parts, and so we just got to operate every game under the conditions that are set for that day.
And Ronald, any update on his ankle and how he's doing?
I haven't gotten an update yet. Don't know anymore. But hopefully by tomorrow. We just came in off the road, and today was our first practice. He was obviously sitting on the side, and so I'm gonna go meet with the trainer and just kind of see where we're at.